Hi, and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we give you a quick look at what's going on in our city. I'm Lindsay Paris, and this week, the Journal is heading to a cycle race, the likes of which you may have never seen, and learning about a form of literature whose profile is growing exponentially with the young and young at heart. But first, Winter Storm Juno pounded the Merrimack Valley this week, with parts of Haverhill seeing 30 inches of snowfall, one of the highest totals in the state. With schools and city offices closed, many got to enjoy a snow day, mostly spent putting their shovels and snowblowers to good use. The Journal hit the streets to see how residents are dealing with this historic storm. Here in the Merrimack Valley this week, we've seen sights like this, and this, and this. It's Friday morning. I'm here at the train station, and it's snowing again. Tell me, what do you think about this blizzard of 2015?
Well, it's not very good. We just had a huge blizzard Monday. There was no school Monday through today. And there was like 2 feet of snow, but it's fun for the kids. But I'm not a big fan, but I'm out today in this weather being brave today. So,
what do you think, sir?
I think it's beautiful.
It's definitely causing like traffic and everything. It's not as bad as in Quincy though, I think.
Yeah. How much snow did you guys get on Tuesday?
I had a little more than 2 foot, I would say.
It's crazy. Were you out there shoveling?
No, actually, I should have been, but I wasn't.
So what do you think about this snow?
I think it's fantastic. Keeps me busy, cleans everything up, brings people together, and that's pretty much it.
How much snow have you shoveled in the past week?
Oh boy. I do all the parking meters. I help the firemen out with the, fire hydrants, crosswalks, all the parking garages and things. So
Busy.
I keep pretty busy.
It was actually pretty bad. We ended up, all told, 2.5 feet at least. The drifts were huge though, like 5 or 6 feet.
Living up in Maine, are you used to snow by now?
Oh yeah, born and bred. It's just the way it is in Maine. And this is the time of the year we get hit. The worst is the end of the season.
Storm Team 22, Channel 22 that is, came down here to the DPW to get the scoop on what they're doing to get rid of all this snow.
We had 130 to 150 plows out for approximately 40 hours. And we were just plowing and sanding all the streets as best we could. We now have 3 sidewalk plows out opening all the sidewalks. And we're kind of going into a snow removal mode now that the plowing has ceased. And that begins in earnest tomorrow morning. We'll have 3 crews in various parts of the city picking up snow all day tomorrow and also all day on Sunday. And waiting to see if the next storm on Monday comes to be. They're talking maybe another 6 to 12 inches of snow. So if that comes to be, that'll postpone the snow removal by a couple of days. But we're hoping to start cleaning downtown on Tuesday night. It's going to take some time, at least as long as we don't get any more snow. You're looking at probably a good 2 to 3 weeks of trying to open up sections of the city.
Do you like the snow?
Yeah, the snow's fun, Not too bad. Makes everything look pretty.
I'm not a huge fan of snow, but we live in New England, so it is what it is. But I just feel bad for those who can't get around and stuff like that.
Not really. I pretty much stay inside unless I got to be out. It's the safest place to be, warmest place.
Oh, I love the snow. Yeah, I really do. Matter of fact, it's actually the best time of the year for me because I only have to deal with snow versus all the other things that happen in the spring and the summer.
Winter Storm Juno. It may have brought us a lot of headaches, but it also brought us a scene like this that you can only find here in Haverhill. Yeah, we're New Englanders, and like it or leave it, we know how to deal with snow. If you do enjoy being out in the white stuff, Fatbiking may be the best winter sport you've never heard of. Our next story takes us to Plug Pond, where last Saturday, a group of intrepid cyclists let the Journal in on a little secret, that riding through a snowstorm is the best thing a fat biker could ask for.
I've been fat biking for a couple of years. It gets you outside in the wintertime. When the cross-country skiing is bad, it's great to fat bike. So when the conditions are bad for that, it's good for this. It's better than sitting on a train or in your garage, sweating up into a puddle.
This is the first Fatty Walrus fat bike race. We're going to be doing 3 more of these this year here at Plug Pond in Haverhill. Very excited about it. We had great conditions today. The snow finally came, and we've got racers out on the course right now. The fat bike thing is sort of a new thing in New England. It's really taken off. It's a great event. We wanted to do it here in Haverhill, and we're very excited about doing it this year and next year. Fat biking is mountain biking, but it's on a bike that's adapted to take really big, wide tires. So normal mountain bike tires are a couple inches wide. These tires are double that and maybe 3 times that size. So they float really well in the snow. They give you really good traction when it's slippery like today. You can ride them on sand, you can ride them through mud, you can ride them on dry ground as well. But they originated for this condition through the snow.
Well, it was originally, these bikes were developed to race the Iditarod bike, which is follows the Iditarod course in Alaska. And then it blossomed from Alaska to, I think, Minnesota and then New England. It was a very tiny fringe thing 3 or 4 years ago and is now blown up. And it's one of the fastest growing segments of the bike industry now.
I bought my fat bike, October this year, and I have to say, I kind of fell in love with it as just a general trail bike. I call it my big wheel. I always wanted a big wheel as a kid, so this is it. I think I found it. So it's just brilliant. Love it.
When I tell people about it, 34 years old, I haven't bought a true toy in a long time. It's a toy. I mean, you get on it, and you just got to grin from ear to ear, and like my dad gets on it, like you just like, oh, look at this thing. They're just fun. They're toys, and you can go year round, and that's what's key, is being able to do what we love all year and not having this break sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
So you're the winner today. How does it feel to win this race?
It feels good. I mean, it's only my second race, so of course it was great. It was really well designed, and it was pretty fast. I mean, it's really different, but I mean, it's pretty fun.
Fresh air is always a good thing, and I found that last summer my mountain bike season was one of the best I'd had in years because I had spent the winter riding the fat bike. It made a big difference. And the resistance required to ride through snow really makes you a lot stronger.
I think most of the people here are people that love the outdoors, love the exercise of riding bikes. The fat bike really helps us keep riding. Now that we have this opportunity, I think a lot of people will keep riding right through the winter. On a day like today, it's awesome, gets you outside. It's all about fun. It's not about finishing first. It's just about staying active through the winter and having a good time. So I think it's great for everybody.
It was cold, but incredibly picturesque being out that morning, and the appeal of fat biking was clear, as you just saw. The Fatty Walrus Race Series continues through March. For more information, visit the Eastern Fat Tires Association at EFTA.com. If, however, you prefer snuggling up with a good book on a winter day, you may want to check out Tales from the Valley. The graphic novel produced by students and faculty is part of the Northern Essex Community College course, Art and Literature of the Graphic Novel. Professors Ginger Harate and Mark Mannheimer and their students spoke more about how the popularity of the graphic novel continues to surge.
It's a learning community, so it's 2 classes that are taught at once for 6 hours a week, and we're in the class together. And I'm teaching the literature part of the graphic novel, and Mark is doing the artwork. I mean, a lot of graphic novels start out as single-issue comics that are collected as a graphic novel, but a lot of writers and artists will produce a book-long story, also called a graphic novel. So it's a kind of a catch-all term for different types of books with pictures and words.
Yeah. Most of the students in this class, they follow comics. And if you follow comics, if you're a Batman fan, etc., you know that there's sequences that happen, and eventually they put them together into some anthology where all the stories that continue. Those are also examples of graphic novels. So it can be looked at in so many ways.
All of the ideas that we all came up with were all original ideas, and we all walked through everybody's story with each other. So it was a lot like a workshop in a lot of ways. And the discussion that ensued was fabulous, just fabulous. I mean, we were just talking about this again, that after that class, it was one of these, this is why we teach. It was so exciting because the students were so engaged and so involved and really intellectually responding. It was excellent. It was really excellent. We were learning about how to read comics like for the art that it is, instead of just read comics. So it's more than just pictures and a few blurbs. We were learning how to write comics, how to actually draw the comics, and as you'll see, we published our own comics, which is really cool.
They develop their script, and then they do storyboards and work out their particular illustration. They go from pencils to inks, and they have, like Ginger said, they have about a month, maybe 5 weeks approximately to work on it. We discussed the theme with the class, and we decided that the theme would be the Merrimack Valley. Since all the students live in the Merrimack Valley, various range of places in the Merrimack Valley, and the story that they wrote had to take place in the Merrimack Valley.
It brings an awareness to this is what we're doing, where we're doing it. Also, the fact that NECC is in Haverhill, it shows how big of a community that we really are.
Well, one benefit is they can actually go out to a place to draw it. They can look at the real scene and put it into their comic. It's easier to write about things you know. So the stories, even though they might be fantasy stories, often have a basis in their neighborhoods. We had one student doing, he went to it was the Lawrence Historical Society, and then he time traveled. But still, he was able to capture the real images of the Historical Society.
I also think it's important to emphasize where our students live and where the college is. That yes, we are a college that is educating students who eventually will go out in the world and go on and get their higher degrees or go into the workforce. But our college is in Haverhill, it's in the Merrimack Valley, and there's so much amazing history about this area that a lot of the students weren't even aware of. And so they get into not only their individual stories, but also the ethnic aspects of it and the historical background of the area.
If the graphic novel genre has piqued your interest, visit the teen section of the Haverhill Public Library to view their collection, or contact Mark Mannheimer at mmannheimer@necc.mass.edu for more information on Tales from the Valley. It's only 2 weeks to the most romantic day of the year, and what better way to spend the morning of February 14th with your special someone than a run through the streets of Bradford at the 24th Annual Bradford Valentine Road Race. Kicking off at 10 a.m. are 2 races, a 6K and a 5-miler. And there are plenty of special goodies awaiting every finisher. The race is hosted by and begins at the First Church of Christ in Bradford Common. To register online, visit bsrs-timing.org/Valentine Race. Due to Winter Storm Juno and the continuing threat of more snow next week, Team Haverhill's Possible Dreams event has been postponed to Monday, March 2nd. The conversation will begin at 7 p.m. at the HeartLab Technology Center at NECC. Register online at teamhaverhill.org. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 978-372-8070 or email info@mediahc.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our YouTube channel, HCTV Haverhill. And that's what's happening in Haverhill the week of January 30th. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.